Hi Tahola Namibia. Join me, Sheyulenga, this week on our Tribe exclusive featuring South African-based hip-hop lyricist Cynical, who's here to tell us all about his musical journey and the challenges that he has faced in order to come out on top. Plus, we get to know Nostalgia, independent producer who's making big waves out there on the street in terms of new talent, compliments of the land of the brave. You can catch it all right here on The Tribe, DSTV channel 284, GoTV channel 90, on One Africa TV.
They try to talk about the king. Yeah.
Namibia, welcome to The Tribe here on One Africa TV. My name is Sheyulenga, and this week on our Tribe exclusive, we are touching base beyond borders, speaking to hip-hop artist and lyricist Cynical. Plus, we're touching base with homegrown talent in the form of Nostalgia, a producer who's independent and is trying to take it all into the future to change the status quo of music here in the land of the brave. Do stay tuned, because we will be right back.
We can't wait to be together again and play until the sun comes up. But until then, let's stay safe.
Welcome back to The Tribe. This is One Africa TV, channel 284 on DSTV, GoTV, channel 90. We're speaking to a Cape Town-based hip-hop artist. He's all the way from SA and ready to take the African continent by storm. In our Tribe exclusive, we get to know Mr. Cynical. Welcome to the show and thank you so much for joining us. Hoe gaan het daar in die Kaap vandag? Hoe is het dat jy so warm is and what's happening with you guys down there?
No, hallo Say. Hallo almal daar so. Jo, in Kaap is ijskoud. That's all what they can say. There's going to sit and get
Seriously. Mr. Cynical, we are here to get to know everything about you, starting with your musical history. Let's start with how music actually got a hold of your soul and your heart. How did it become your passion?
It was a hoërskool. Just like 15 jaar terug. Ja, ek het een show gesien van die G-Funks in ons community en hulle het waves gemaakt. En hulle een performance, die perform hulle nog een stukje muziek op die backtrack van Linkin Park nam. Die performance met alles gechange van my. En van die tijd af, ek begin een liefde vir hip-hop kry. En ek het music geskryf, music gedoen, nooit actually geworry om all out te gaan om te promote en exposure te kry, nie tot basis een jaar terug. So ek het maar lang gewag voordat ek besluit het om uit te kom.
And this was maar who it is. I mean, you have to. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you're gonna take a few years to master your skill yourself. Tell us about your biggest moments in your musical career. What are the things that broke ground for you in your community and the space where you feature as a hip-hop artist?
Om met legendary mense te werk, actually. Qualified mense, die mense wat vir my actually inspired van die begin af. Die een wat die stigter van 6 voet is, ja, 6 voet. Dit is Lloyd Simmons, jou bekend as Jouder. En om saam om te gewerk het, was vir ons net iets anders. En die het gemaakt dat die breakthrough vir my actually 'n realiteit was.
Wat van die challenges? Wat van sommige van die goed wat moeilik was vir jou as 'n artist in a place like South Africa, Cape Town? I mean, there must be 1,000 other rappers out there. But what is it that was the most challenging for you to come out on top? What are some of the things that really stood in your way to bring about the progress?
Ik kom laatst jaar. 2 maanden, 3 maanden. Goed. Daarna te begin ik COVID. En die het alles heeltemal is te boel gegooid. Maar toch heb ik het teruggehouden. Dat is de grootste challenge actually op die oomblik van dan af. is die COVID-pandemie. Ek dink elke artist kan relate. En in my community self is dat, as 'n klomp artist. En baie skillful artist, moet sê.
Now, what makes you stand out, Ricardo? What makes you special out of all those skillful guys? I mean, we are in Namibia. We are only introducing you on the tribe. You're probably well known out there, but we need to tell us what makes you special as a hip-hop lyricist.
Probably my skill in my flow, my lyricism. Want my flow is nie altyd met constant een ding nie. It's versatile, it changes for me, and ek sal sê my way van flow.
Buy 3 and save. Get her summer ready in our range of girls' tees and vests. Get any 3 for only 85. We've got plenty more with our boys' range of tees. Any 3 for only 85. Save 19.85. Some tees, yes please. Only at Icons.
When life gets boring, we bring out our play, because playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and love. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Yo, cynical.
Welcome back to the tribe. If you're just joining us, you're making it right on time for our tribe exclusive. Well, at least the second half, as we are speaking to hip-hop lyricists all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, Cynical. Jou ding is Afrikaans rap. You do your thing in Afrikaans. We have many Afrikaans rappers here in the land of the brave. What are some of the tips that you can give the Owens? Speaking moeilik om uit te kom bo, because Afrikaans is not an international language. But what are some of the things that you have, done for yourself as an artist that really put you ahead of the pack in terms of Afrikaans rap?
Motivate yourself. Dis die grootste ding. Motivate yourself. Kry die mindset dat jy dit kan doen. Dat jy groter is as dit wat jy dink. En dit sal vir jouself positief dryf. But dit wat jy wil bereik.
Okay. Nou sê vir ons op die oomblik, wat is in die studio? Wat is jy besig om te kook? Ek dink, with a time like COVID-19, all you can do is be in the studio. What have you been cooking and what can we expect from this time around?
Oor 3 maande van nou af drop ek my EP. Dit is my eerste EP wat ek nog gaan drop.
Okay.
Vryspel, sorry. En daar is 'n paar los tracks wat ek al so heen en weer gegooi het. Ek beoog eintlik om met 2 deel EP te doen. En ek druk myself om dit tegelijk te doen. Waarvan die track wat ek nou net release het, Baarstoel, dit is een van die tracks wat op die EP's gaan wees.
Okay. En is 'n fire track daai, jong. Ek het nog gehoor. I think I've heard I've heard the single before. It's a fire track daai. Maar luister hierso, where do we find you on social media? Laat ons net kan weet wanneer gaan die datums wees, waarom die songs te kan download, waarom die video's te check as daar is. Where can we follow you?
Basically, elke platform. Facebook is ek Cynical. Op TikTok is ek Cynical0. Op YouTube is ek Cynical 500k en Instagram Cynical 500k.
Okay. Now, I've got a thing for hip-hop artists here on the show. If you say you're a hip-hop artist, then I believe anytime you can drop me a line or two, or a couple of bars, at least. So kan jy dit asseblief vir ons doen? Kan jy vir ons iets gee, wat net vir ons gaan invat in die volgende video in asseblief? Can you give us a little something?
Waar gaan hulle kom nou uit? Okay. Die klim Cynical diep in die tempo, bomba, neer op die drempel. Dis simpel, like iemand maak dieper, hy is 'n vegan. Praat Rico Rossweg bel en elke verse is even, noem is Steven, even the universe is a call to Jesus, cause die red kan nie te preachers, Peter straai in sy verses, terwyl hy sit en pleit met sy sisters, jasses. Sit aan tafel en raaf op die domdenkende kanselier. Dis 'n emancipatie op die mic en ek staan hier. Hy het te gier die manier gedink, ek kan die ouens greet hand in die lucht uit om sy uitstiek te ontsier. Ek sê hier, knip 'n bietjie blom, met sy staan my hoof af, ek klak 'n oor af en oor af begin ek oor jou draf onnodig, het sy my gedis. Het sy gedink, sy kan subliminal, triple, metaphors released in die kaart, die family law, met 'n popsicle claw, jou pants the flow, die way me flow, seesaw, en wat he saw, want sy blaf is harder as sy byt, ja.
Oh, what can I say? Here is a little bit more Cynical on the tribe.
Ik breng je baas, bro. Ze terug, zij kan relaxen, ik breng je baas toe. Nu zijn en tonic, want ik stinkt de bafo. Ze bitter, ik collect, ik breng mijn baas, bro. Zoek om je baas, bro. Baas, bro. Ze terug, zij kan relaxen, ik breng je baas toe. Nu zijn en tonic, want ik stinkt de bafo. Ze bitter, ik collect, ik breng mijn baas, bro. Zoek om je baas, bro. Ik spit de verse, ik het die baas, er moet op zelf zo breng een baas toe. Zij slaap op mij, ik kan getuig jou baas, al bij gek van het koel, zo breng een baas toe. Ik is zo gevaarlijk, soos jou favorite rapper times 2. Met de twist in my flow, en die twisted mind you. Ik laat die rappers op my beat, soos een hartklop. Somehow is die verses te kort, dis een crop top baas, bro. Ze terug, zij kan relaxen, breng je baas toe. Nu zijn en tonic, want ik stink de bafo. Ze bitter, ik collect, ik breng mijn baas, bro. Zoek om je baas, bro. Baas, bro. Ze terug, zij kan relaxen, breng je baas toe. Nu zijn en tonic, want ik stink de bafo. Ze bitter, ik collect, ik breng mijn baas, bro.
Ask the Mayor, a new One Africa TV initiative that gives you the platform to ask Windhoek's Mayor burning questions. Coming soon to One Africa TV, the Ask the Mayor series will see His Worship Mr. Job Amupanda provide answers to the questions you want to hear. Simply SMS the words Ask the Mayor followed by your question, your name and the town you're from to the number 555. It's that easy. His Worship, the Mayor of the City of Windhoek, Mr. Job Amupanda, is waiting for your questions. Ask the Mayor, a proud One Africa TV initiative.
Welcome back. This is the Tribe on One Africa TV. It is time for us now to hit the streets and source out the latest talent the land of the brave has to offer. Be it an artist, be it a producer, be it a video director, we always sharing the story of Namibian music on this platform. His name is Nostalgia, and all the way with a Cuban heritage, a little bit of salsa flair, if I can call it that, he's producing for some of the big shots here in the land of the brave. Here it all is on the Tribe. Welcome to the Tribe, and thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about your history with music. How did you end up falling in love with creating beats?
My love for music came from basically my father. So I grew up with my dad, and we lived in Cuba. He's a diplomat, so he used to work there. So this was like around grade 5 at the time. So Cuba is a city where they play a lot of salsa music, merengue. So I fell in love with that. So I fell in love with that, and basically this guy used to listen to Eric Clapton, you know, all these classics. So I would just take it all in, and then about grade 8, I got my first VSD. So that's like a program to make beats on. It was called LMMS, Linux Music Making. So I started experimenting with that, and then, well, yeah, now I'm here. And
you got back to Namibia and decided that you actually have a skill that you can. So tell us about in Namibia. I mean, I'm sure that Cuba, being a country, a revolutionized country at that point in time, already being able to access music classes, but here it's different. Here it's hard to find a piano in your everyday school or music classroom. How did you end up rejuvenating the love for music from Cuba to here, and what is the thing that taught you that you could probably do production here?
Technology has made it easy to get access to instruments, right? So with FL, we have a drum pad, we have a piano roll. So with that, it was pretty easy.
So the more you just play, the more you're learning.
The more you spend your 1,000 hours on your craft, the better you get.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now you've come to a point where you're producing for Namibian artists.
Yes.
Challenges? What has been the hardest thing, being able to give your craft to people to listen and to share and talk
I would say networking, and also sometimes there's egos. So
the beef is real.
The beef is real. It's real in the streets.
And you smell it.
Yeah, I love beef. Just kidding. So it's the networking and the ego. So basically, for a producer, it's really difficult to collab with somebody else because they feel some type of way. you know.
Do you feel some type of way about
No,
your
I
art
love
too?
working with people.
You like working with people?
I want to work with people.
Yeah. And what do you specialize in? Do you do mostly just hip-hop beats? Do you do R&B? Do you touch on Elverische? Kwaito? What you got?
Okay, so I love hip-hop beats. I love R&B beats. I'm starting to make Afro, you know, and I'm just experimenting with sounds.
And how do you challenge yourself? I want to challenge you to make a Elverische beat, actually.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Will you hook us up?
If you get somebody to play me keys, I'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you could just go and learn, just like you did with the system that you have now.
Yeah.
So tell us, who have you produced for? Who have you worked with? Some of the hits that have come from your space in your studio.
Okay, so my first piece of work came from Ariang. So this was in grade 10. I produced her EP, her first volume 1 EP, produced every beat on it, and it's out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and I've worked with Ariang, I've worked with Fatboy Luther. There are few artists that I've been working with now, and their music is not out yet. They're putting together pieces of work. So the whole of Royal Cartel, the Facade, there are artists like Herta, Elama, Akun, Big Will.
So you've produced some of those pieces we get to listen to every here
and I'm
there.
excited.
Yeah, you're excited?
You'll get to hear this new piece
that we get to
work
hear
coming
this.
out.
So what about your projects? Are you looking, many times producers sort of, you know, work on projects exclusively doing collaborations with artists in order to bring out something for them? Do you have anything bigger in mind for yourself? What's the deal?
For me right now, I'm trying to soak in the industry. I'm trying to observe.
Just fresh coming off, yes.
I'm trying to make the connections like, okay, cool, I worked on you with this, and then you will help me with my project when the time comes. So yeah, I'm just observing right now.
All right, so you've brought us a little something for the audiences to finally get to experience your sound. Tell us, what are we playing them today?
Okay, I would love to play, or I would love you guys to play Ariang's project.
Yeah. Which you worked on exclusively.
Exclusively,
Yeah.
You can either play games or...
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a little something for the peeps at home. In the meantime, where do we follow you? If there is an artist out there who's listening, who wants to get this new hip-hop flavor that you have to offer, where do we go on social media to find you and follow you?
You can find me on Instagram. That's the only social media site I use, or SoundCloud. And my tag is Nostalgia on the Beat.
Nostalgia on the Beat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for sharing with us how you fell in love with music.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we just hope that in future we still get to be nostalgic about you 5 years from now. Hopefully we get to hear you come out a little bit, and of course exploring with many different Namibian sounds.
Yeah, that's a goal.
There you have it. He said Nostalgia on the Beat on social media platforms, in case you want to take a listen to what the brother has to offer. In the meantime, here is a little bit of what he has worked on The Tribe.
They be like, yo, that boy Luda got the salsa. No my flow and then my kosha, no ho. Da bazela moko fosa. No que dini andi tumbulali bali like yo. Oya winya tadi queen. Did Africa ndili nova yengeli like yo. Sun is blessed in Danny Queen. This stuff for boy Luda when you come with feel like yo. Sun is blessed in Danny Queen. Opani come feel. First of all, Andy Pandula Kalunga. For the blessings, Steve Lolonda Pandula. Dilma Genge at the Planu Congo Mula. Nandu Gifange, Ulimanjilo, Yellow Cookers Fad, and the Sukno.
So, just the two of us. Can't beat this.
Beats this.
Oh, hey.
You can't beat the Champions League.
Europa League, La Liga, Serie A,
and the Premier League.
All 380 matches of it, with its own dedicated Super Sport channel, my G.
Get a HD decoder, dish kit, and 1 month of DSTV compact for only 1,099 Namibian dollars.
It is almost time for us to wrap it up, but before we do, let's brag about some of the latest, freshest music videos coming out of the land of the brave, only on The Tribe.
I'm in the booth, me and the ex, all of the dudes, me and the crew, pull up with a team, they tryna tryna talk about the king. Yeah. All black. When I'm in the booth, I'm about to with the button, nigga. Shit I can choose. You challenge a goat, Monyada Mutu. Handing out fades, headlines, covered in news. I am script, you can call me Ogombo. Rubber band on the money, no condom. Stand on the money, Ogadondo. Sweat and dance on the money, much wonder. I hit bags, the 1-2 combo. In my bag, so in it like London. I stop, fella, blame that Rondo. I'm in the crib, the one with a view. I got a girl, one in the tub, one in the room. One on the bed, one in the towel, one in the pool. But I gotta work, the money is class, so what I'ma do when I'm in the booth? Me and the ex, all of the dudes. All of the dudes, me and the crew, pull up with a team. They tryna talk about the king. When I'm in the booth, the script, whatever we do, we slip. Talk about the shoes, talk about the drip, but careful, my dude, you slip. They loving the dream team. She wanted some bad boys. Script Mac, iMac, but again, Android. When I'm in the stew, I'm working my G, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. They call me the GOAT, they know who I be, and I've been that nigga since next. When there was a king, I fathered the air. When there was a throne, I sat in the chair, securing the bag. The Jatu was there. I'm calling the shots, it's super aware. I'm in the room, my shorty with me. She calling a friend, and she on the way. She'll be here in 3. And she has a friend that's coming along, no problem with me. I hit it and go, but this ain't no ghost, they know where I be. I'm in the booth. Me and the egg.
This week on It's a Wrap.
I'm sure our government are also trying to do the best they could. I wish I could say that more convincingly, because I don't always really believe that, and nor do most of the people on the street these days. 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, but more recently, you know, the money that was supposed to support businesses, individuals, people that are struggling for food, that was there. You know, I know how much we paid over the last years in various forms of taxes and all the other businesses from my industry. So that for me was a bit of a disappointment. I think there should have been more support.
Early this morning, woke up holding my head, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Shades of this motel keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up, take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day.
Winsalt Manufacturer is Namibia's first animal salt, nutritional and medicine leak manufacturer. The company is based in Walfish Bay in the Erongo region. Established in 2019, Winsalt's main focus currently is distribution in Namibia. Exports to other African countries have however also commenced, and plans to export the product elsewhere are underway, with some good prospects for exports to South Korea, the United Kingdom, Germany and the United States.
GIPF invested $10,167,000 Namibian dollars in the setting up of the company, which was established after a need in the animal market industry was identified for an alternative to the molasses block, which was purchased from other countries in southern Africa only. The molasses block is a high-protein concentrated feed containing necessary amounts of minerals and vitamins. It supplies non-protein nitrogen to the rumen microbes without risk. Winsalt Chief Executive Officer Craig Dazzle noted that the product was a brilliant idea as its base was mainly salt and Namibia has some of the best salt.
The block itself is quite popular in America, in Australia, in Asia, and in Europe. It's very popular, but it's never been to Southern Africa yet, and it's actually, in essence, it's never been to Middle Africa either. So we're actually the first manufacturers in entire Southern Africa producing the block. We've also produced some unique blocks that are world first, where we source the local material that we source is from local suppliers. For instance, we now just produced a Devil's Claw block, which is the first of its kind in the world. We've done a Moringa block, which is also the very first block of its kind anywhere you'll find in the world. So there's a lot of firsts that we've created here in Namibia.
He added that the product has already been introduced to all parts of the country and they have received positive feedback.
We've already exported to Angola, we've exported to Zambia twice already. We're busy with quite a large order to go into Uganda. We've received orders from Zimbabwe already, and as well as South Africa. Our very first orders are going to South Africa.
The company, like other businesses, has also been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, especially on the marketing side, according to Dazzle.
That basically put the brakes on in terms of all marketing effort that we want to do especially trying to bring the message across to the farmers that here's an alternative in terms of mineral licks for farmers.
Winsalt General Manager Vicky de Jager explains more on why farmers use salt.
Farmers add salt. They add the salt because it balances your electrolytes in your body. So even for humans, you need a certain level of salt in your body at all times. It affects your heart rate, it affects your electrolyte balance, which affects your muscles. It's also for proper health in your body. It affects your growth rate. Animals that are deficient yield lower milk, their growth rate is lower, their management to have livestock babies is reduced. So the whole salt keeps your entire system working optimally. The difference between our salt blocks and actually just adding salt into the animal feed means that the animals can lick the salt when their body feels that it needs salt. If you just put the salt into the feed, the animals are being forced a certain level of salt, and it might not necessarily be what they are needing at that point in time. If the animal is lactating, if there's breeding season, if a horse has been running and sweating, they're going to need higher levels of salt. But then by the same token, you don't want an animal that's sitting doing nothing having too much salt, because then their salt balance is going out. They're going to get dehydrated, they're going to get the electrolyte balance, their heart rate is going to start beating faster. You're throwing the entire system out. With our salt licks, the animal will come to get the salt when the animal is needing the salt, as opposed to the farmer forcing the salt on the animal.
Dazzle expressed gratitude for GIPF's funding, noting that for a small and upcoming business, Winsalt is doing quite well and is already gaining the necessary exposure. Winsalt currently has 8 employees, and with the growth expected within the next couple of months, the company expects to increase the number to around 25 people. Winsalt employee Matthew Ipinge said he practically knew nothing when he started his employment in 2019. However, with the right training and leadership, he managed to equip himself with the necessary skills to properly execute his job.
Mwenyeiro ngapa airongo aende na shashio mohantumono wathiringane kuatiro family no ruvaro